I moved into a quiet, established community 5 years ago. Nothing seemed wrong at first, just standard neighborhood life. Then, the zoning board got involved. They started issuing notices about my detached woodworking shop in the backyard. It was perfectly legal, I swear. They claimed the shop violated a specific setback rule, a ridiculous, outdated bylaw from the 1950s. I spent weeks cross-referencing municipal codes. The pressure mounted. They started sending formal letters, citing non-compliance for every single square foot of my operation. It was psychological warfare. I realized they weren't enforcing the spirit of the law, they were weaponizing a single, obscure clause about accessory structures. This was my breaking point. But then, I found it. Deep in the municipal charter, buried under decades of irrelevant amendments, a massive loophole regarding temporary use permits. I didn't just argue the code, I complied with it in the most outlandish, technically perfect way possible. I started documenting everything. I started treating the shop not as a permanent structure, but as a series of temporary, permitted installations. Every single action was logged and photographed for compliance. The zoning board couldn't argue with my documentation. I was literally following their own archaic, forgotten rules to the letter, a perfect performance of compliance. The initial shock wore off, and the board realized they had no legal standing. They couldn't find what was technically compliant. They backed off completely. The threat of the fine evaporated, replaced by a grudging acknowledgement that I had outmaneuvered their entire regulatory framework. It wasn't about the wood or the tools, it was about proving that even the most rigid system can be undone by a single, overlooked line of text. I finally got my peace back. And the best part? It was 100% legal, technically speaking. Pure suburban justice.